Good morning, campers. So the diggers were here. I can't believe the difference. It is phenomenal. Have a look at this. I don't think it really does it justice. I'm just going to walk over here. I have to be careful. Look where I'm going because it's basically a mud pit. Good soil though, so that's going to be good for the future when we're growing our own. Look at this. So yeah, another beautiful day here. That's a mud pit. The farmer's coming back and he's going to use his rotavator to kind of churn it all up for us. And the plan is to then grass seed. And no, we're not having a big lawn, and you might think that's a waste, but we need to kind of do what with the garden, what we've done with the house, take it back to bare bones basics. Just get some grass seed in, keep that looked after over the rest of this year, and then we'll be able to start putting beds and stuff in probably next spring. But don't quote me on that. Kel's the best one when it comes to the garden. She knows what she's doing. She created our amazing garden last time. So indoors, I'll show you more outside. Obviously, it's a bit difficult to get on the mud at the minute, so I need to figure that out. But I'll show you more. Yesterday, while that was going on, Kel's mum and dad came and visited the house for the first time. They can't stay here because there's nowhere to stay, so they've stayed in the Premier Inn up the road, and we're going to go and meet them, have a little mooch around one of the garden centres, have a bit of lunch, and then they'll be heading back off because they've obviously got a 3-hour drive to get back. But Simon, plasterer and general builder, was here yesterday. It was his first day on site, and just to show you a few bits what he was doing. So as I said, he was going to concentrate in this area, kitchen, hallway behind me, and straight through to the bathroom. There's a hell of a lot of prep work, actually more than what he thought yesterday, but you can see all the chasing is filled in, ready for plastering. He's had his cement mixer, was doing all them bits. It's all patched in. That concrete pillar there was a little bit blown at the bottom, so he's kind of shored that up for us. Once that's dry, then boards will come off, and then plaster will go on. This whole section here, I don't know if you remember, so all along there was kind of brick where it was kind of more exposed. So he's done that whole bit as well as the chasing stuff. What he's doing here, so he's starting putting some of the angle beads around frames as well as chasing. And up here we've got the loft hatch. What Simon said was there was nowhere ready for him to plaster to on that, so he's actually got some wood for us, and he's going to put a little architrave on that for us so he can plaster to the architrave, and it'll look neater for us as well. Pipes in the bathroom are all cemented in. A lovely new bath, didn't last long before it got covered up. And then the ceiling has got the tape, I can't remember the exact name, and it's been scored, and you can see there's our little spotlight holes there. So today, now he's done all the filling in and patching up in this area, he's primarily going to work on the bathroom today, and he did say he might probably have the whole bathroom and the hallway plastered today. So basically what everyone's trying to do for us is, well, what we're advising people to do as well, is to focus on this downstairs area. So not the living room and dining room, because that's obviously a big area and we need the fire done. Just bathroom, hallway and kitchen. Obviously the rest of the house is getting done, but these are the first priorities, because that means then that we can get a bathroom in here, and we can cook a bit easier. Not that we can't cook in the van, in Bunty, but it'll just be a bit nicer, and we'll have somewhere that we can relax, have a nice hot bath, that type of thing. Even if we are on a blow up bed, but we'll have a bathroom where we can wash and stuff like that, so we can get in the house. So that's the focus for now. I'm gonna head off now. We're gonna go meet Kel's mum and dad, and then we'll catch up with you in a bit. Did you hear that? She's been upstairs for a wee because the toilet's upstairs, and she always takes the mick. Well, she's always taken the mick, but now she's decided to start taking the mick on camera. Look, there's me up all bright and breezy, getting the water heater on, kind of making sure everything's ready for Simon. What was your jobs been this morning? Oh, just stumbled out of bed and been away. Why not?
Hard life.
It is a hard life, and you keep taking the mick. I was just saying, your mum and dad have been. They liked the house, didn't they? So
It's too early.
it's not actually that. Well, I suppose it's before 8, so it's a bit early. But anyway, look, we're going to greet Simon because he'll be here in a sec, and then we're going to head off to see Kel's mum and dad, but we will catch up with you shortly. See you later, guys. I mean when I say it's not what you know, it's who you know. This is our friend Will. He's absolutely amazing. Owns the farm just in that field there. Really helping us out. Such lovely people up here. We feel like we've settled into a really great community. Everyone's really looking out for us. We're just the Essex girls, you know. We come into town and now we're becoming part of rural life. It makes me so happy. Out of 10, do not recommend. Only us will decide to start doing stuff in the garden like this when there's a mini heat wave, but you know, these are things that we can do ourselves, and this is truly what we wanted from life, so we're just going to crack on and give it a go. What we are trying to do is get all the bigger stones out just so when we lay grass seed, obviously we want beds in the future, but if we're mowing the lawn to start with to get the grass to come through, then we don't want to like chip stones out everywhere and stuff like that, so getting as many of the bigger stones out as we can, and they will go down into the front garden on top of our hardcore pile, so when we do get the funds and time to eventually get the front garden done, we'll have a load of our own hardcore already, so that will save us money anyway. But I know I'm unfit, but this is properly hard work anyway, like for anyone. I thought I'd get it done in an afternoon. I'm already like a day and a half in pretty much, so we'll see. But I'm hoping that I can be in a position tomorrow or the next day to start putting some grass seed in, but this is tough going. Morning hustlers, another day in the life of two people trying to escape the matrix and be as self-sufficient as possible. We are nowhere near that yet, but this is just the kind of video diary of our journey to get to where we want to be. So we haven't done so much filming over the last couple of days because which is a common theme you'll get to know, we just felt like we needed a day off, a day away from the house. It was a weekend, so there was no trades. Also, we wanted to watch the football, repping the girls again into the Champions League final. Now, obviously, these videos we're about 5-6 weeks ahead, so you'll be seeing this 5 or 6 weeks later. So you'll know whether Arsenal women have actually won the Champions League this year. So who knows, but we're praying. I just wanted to show you a couple of little bits. So you've seen all the work. I say we had time off. we went out, we kind of had a bit of lunch, we had a little mooch around some antique places and stuff like that, but we still, yesterday, which was Sunday, we still had a full day on the garden, which you saw, and I am aching so bad today, and we've probably got another day of it today, at least. I really underestimated it, pretty much like I've underestimated every single job that we're doing in this house. So, as I said yesterday, we're just trying to get most of the big stones out, so that when we do put the grass seed in, when that grows properly and that's properly through, we're not going to be mowing it and chipping stones here, there and everywhere and breaking lawnmowers and breaking our ankles and that type of thing. So at one point, part of our garden was a farm track for the tractor to go through, and the previous owners actually bought that separate bit of land, which is why our garden now is quite extensive, which obviously we're grateful for because we wanted a decent bit of land. But that means that every time we rake over the bit that had hardcore down, that's just all coming back up. So we need to get rid of all the stones, realistically not all of them, as many as we can. But we had a whole day yesterday. We've got a whole day today, I would expect. Our plasterer is coming back on site this morning as well. He's kindly offered to bring around his machine that sprays out all the grass seeds, so I did think that we'd be doing that this morning, I'll be quite honest with you, but we're nowhere near getting all the stones out, so we're continuing to reuse and recycle the stones, the bigger ones that we've got, so we're just putting all them into a wheelbarrow and a bucket, and they are going down into our hardcore pile. The hardcore pile is for a front garden at some point, so like a driveway. We're not at that point yet, that's just not in our budget, unfortunately. Not sure what we're going to do when winter time comes, because we've already had vans and cars stuck where it's quite boggy around this area. Obviously we're heading into the spring, well, we're heading out of the spring into the summer essentially, so fingers crossed we're going to be alright for the next few months. Once it starts getting rainy again, we might need to rethink that. But yeah, so we started to build up a hardcore pile of our own. That should help save a bit of money if we kind of, probably the man that dug our garden out, we might get him to dig out the front garden, then we've got our own hardcore, and then probably whack a plate that and then get a bit of type 1 on it just to settle for a year or so until we can afford something a bit more, not fancy, but basically we just want somewhere where the cars don't sink if we have visitors, and our car as well in the winter. But you can see in another story, so I am in the bathroom, so our plasterer's been on site for 2 days. He's done all the prep work in the downstairs area, which I've said was our priority. You can see plastering, it's been done. Let me turn it around, I've just come out of the room. What a world of difference it makes. It's already drying out quite well actually, to be fair. Considering it only went on a couple of days ago. We've got that. All nice. So that room and the hallway ceiling, I'll just show you up there. That was done in like a day and a half, 2 days, including all the prep that we've got in the kitchen. Plasterer is concentrating on this area. I'll just say it again for those of you that are new here. So kitchen, hallway, and well back corridor, hallway and bathroom, because we have a tiler coming in, and once we get the bathroom and kitchen in a decent spot, then that means that the tiles can go down, that means that paint can go on, and that means that we're getting closer to getting in the house. So these rooms are the priority. I'm not even going to look in there because that is just becoming another warehouse again. That is full up. That's probably going to be the last room, just waiting on the fire guy, and then we'll be moving to that. So I suspect that the plasterer will concentrate in these 3 rooms, and then we'll move upstairs with that plastering. Actually, on a side note, talking of upstairs, we have got someone coming around to quote and measure for carpets today. So we've decided to go carpets upstairs. We just feel that brings a bit of warmth. We've got our 2 cats as well, and they like to be cosy when they go to bed and they sleep with us. So we wanted it cosy upstairs. Obviously visitors coming around as well, it just makes it nice and homely, I feel anyway. I know other people are different, but purely because all downstairs is going to be kind of tiles and wood laminate floor. So I wanted personally a bit of softness on my tootsies up the stairs. that's what we've always had really in our houses, is that sort of flooring downstairs and then different flooring upstairs. I just think it makes a bedroom cosy. I know at one point I did get excited by the floorboards upstairs, but the decent floorboards, just nah. I think now where I've been living in a building site, I just want some modern comforts. So I'm not saying that we can afford to get the carpet right now, but it's not going to hurt us while we're here on site to get someone around to quote. It's a free, no obligation measure and quoting service, so we're taking that up for advantage, and we'll get some idea of what our site, worst case we'll get some idea of what all the sizes of our rooms are if we decide to go ahead with carpets later down the line and not right now. But another exciting day. Simon, our plasterer, is going to be arriving any minute now. It's pretty early in the morning. As you know, we're staying in Bunty, which is my dad's motorhome, and it's a bit of an older van, so you do have to get up about half hour, 45 minutes to get the water to warm up for a shower. And we've found that the shower is great in there. It is really hot, and you feel like I know in some vans, we had it in Vero, something you're just really conserving the water. You just have a quick splash and dash, but in here what we're doing to try and, because we're living in a van essentially full time, we want to make it a bit more luxurious, like creature comforts. I know I keep saying that today, so I must be needing it. So we just fill the water tank up every day, so that means we can have a hot shower without worrying about the water. I don't know how the gas bottle has not run out yet. My dad changed it when he went a couple of weeks ago. We've been cooking, we're having hot water every day. So I don't know, we'll see. That'll probably be a nice little cold shower at some point. But so I was up just gone 6, come out and had a little look. The garden is humongous, bit daunting, bit backbreaking, but you know, this is what we wanted, so we're going to crack on and do it. Thank you for joining along. Not sure what you'll see today, definitely some more garden bits and bobs, and hopefully I will be able to show you some of the walls in this kitchen plastered today, because the hallway has got to be done as well. So right, exciting times. I'm sorry if I'm getting a bit boring, just showing updates and stuff, but not everyone does like to be on camera, so finding it hard to get everyone in. The digger guys obviously and the farmer, brilliant, they didn't mind being on camera at all, so you've seen all that. But I will try and get as many updates as I can, because we've still got trades that need to come back for second fixes and stuff like that. So we're going to share everything, and obviously this channel is going to evolve once renovation is done, and the house is not going to be done for years, essentially 100% how we want it. But once we're in the house and we're livable, then we're going to start focusing more on preparedness, kind of self-sufficiency, growing our own, that type of stuff, and just living a frugal lifestyle, an alternative lifestyle. We just want to be out of the system as much as we can, and a little bit different. And I say out the system, right? I'm not saying we're going to go back to the dark ages. I still like Wi-Fi. I still like watching streaming. I still like kind of watching TV, movies. We like all the mod cons. I guess you could say we're hypocritical a little bit, but we want to go back to slow living and adapt our life to what we want. So keep following along the journey, and I'll catch up with you a bit. Currently on day 3 of raking the garden with the stones that are never ending. I've got blisters. Probably can't actually use words on this channel to say how I really feel, but if I was to give a visual representation of what my thoughts are right now, it would be that. Evening hustlers, what a day. As you've seen, still raking the bloody stones out the garden. It was a bonus getting it all dug over for us, obviously, and the bush is gone and the tree's gone and everything like that, but now we're doing the hard bit, really. I mean, if we had a big tractor that could take stones out.
We do live rural, but we don't have a tractor.
We haven't got a tractor, but maybe that's what you need when you live around here. But so the tractor dug it all out, as you saw. Then it was rotavated, but because part of our garden used to be, as you can see the farmer's fields behind, part of the garden used to be a go through for the tractor from the road to the farm. Obviously that's changed over the years, but there's still underneath our grass that was there originally, there's still part of like a track, so maybe where hardcore's been down or something. So every time we rake, you get a nice layer of topsoil, which is great, but then you get like 3 pebbles, then you scrape them out, and then under that there's like 7 pebbles, then under that there's like 12 pebbles. So
I think they're a bit more than pebbles, Can.
yeah, some of them are like bricks, half bricks, big slabs of concrete. But as I've said, we're going to use them in the future. I don't know at what point at all we're going to be able to get the front garden done, but we are getting a little pile going on. Actually, I might be able to show you out the window if you can see. Can you see that? There's that pile there. So we've had a right day of it. I've showed you my blisters again. I'm showing everyone who rings me in blisters. There you can see them again. Blisters on my hand from the bloody rake. It's been a lovely day though. We've had Simon here with us all day as well. I will show you in the morning the update, what he's done in the house today. He's got ceilings done, he's done a door frame. He's great, isn't he, Kel? He's a really nice guy.
Nice.
He's a lovely guy. Really helpful. And like I say, if I was a professional photographer, filmer, YouTuber, whatever it is, I would be setting up shots and showing you that now, but I'm not, and I'm knackered, so I will show you in the morning.
Keeping it real.
Keeping it real, guys, keep it real. But it's been a nice day. We've got things done. I think if we're lucky, Kel, what do you reckon? One more day on that?
The garden? Hopefully.
Hopefully tomorrow that will be done, and it'll be ready then to seed with the grass seed. We've got loads of them, you know, them windmill things that kids have, like when the wind, the little plastic things. We've got loads of them because literally we're inundated with pigeons, crows, wrens, robins, everything around here. So we can see that they're eating whatever the farmer's growing. I think they're collies. The pigeons are all over that, so I don't want them all over my bird seed as well. So we've got them to scare off the birds. Hopefully that'll get done tomorrow. The kitchen, I'm told, will be fully plastered tomorrow as well. So the ceiling's done at the minute, but like I say, I'll show you them in the morning. But we've just had a nice steak and potato with salad, so it's quite nice. We've got Bunty, which we're kind of living in full time at the minute, and it's really nice because there's a nice seating area, you've got the cooking area, there's just a bit more space, Cal, isn't there? So yeah, we just had a nice bit of steak. And now we're going to chill and watch a bit of TV. So, Interior Design Masters, is it, Kel? One of Kel's faves. We need to get some inspiration.
That's finished.
Pretend we can start thinking about all the nice bits. But, well, we can start thinking about them, but more important things first. But I hope you all have a good one and catch up soon.
Night, hustlers.
Night, hustlers. She has to do it, doesn't she?